I imagine most of you here know what Onlyfans is or have heard someone mention it. For those of you who are lying and say you haven't, Onlyfans is a portal where women and men exchange photos with fans in exchange for money. I'm sure you can imagine that these photos must be scantily clad or completely nude, and you're right. But there's room for all kinds of fetishes here, like hand, hair, and even foot photos. My name is Zach, and I had a very successful OnlyFans account, but it really wasn't mine, and that attracted attention that would ruin my life. Like many other people, I started out as a spectator. I would look at various other women's OnlyFans accounts and pay for their photos. One day I wanted to pay and realized that my credit card no longer had funds. Oh my God, how much have I spent here? At that moment, I realized one thing. This place is a gold mine, but how was I going to exploit it? I was quite ugly and I didn't want to expose myself to that either. Just at that moment of doubt, my sister passed by, and I had a terrible idea. I took casual pictures of her and started uploading them to a fake account, pretending to be her. The account was just feet and hands. I wouldn't need to use her there. Our skin color is identical, and I can take the pictures myself. Once I created the account, the success started to be instant. Many people wanted pictures of her feet, her hands, hell, even her knees. None of those people knew it was really me. I started to make a lot of money, which made my family suspicious. But since I was bringing money into the house and giving gifts to my sister, they decided not to ask me too many questions. It served me well to do this too, since I felt less guilty about invading my sister's privacy. However, all was not well. Very quickly, the problems started to arrive. At first, I thought it was something simple and that being a man, I would be able to handle it. I would have never imagined that everything would escalate as much as it did. It all started with an innocent message from a guy asking me for pictures of my feet. I accepted and sent them to him. The user was new, but as long as he paid, I had no problem. But as time went by, he started asking for more and more pictures. Initially, I saw him as a gold mine, the best customer I ever had. But I started to worry more and more. His messages became more violent and aggressive. He said he wanted to eat my feet, that he wanted to rip them off my leg and put them as trophies in his house. At first, I didn't pay much attention to him, but when he really scared me was when he said my name. "Thank you for the pictures, Zach." What? How do you know my name? Terrified, I quickly closed the tabs and the account. Suddenly, I received a WhatsApp message on my cell phone. It was a voice message. "Do you really think you can scam me? I know everything about you. I know what you're doing. And of course, I know where you live. Stay calm. I'm not angry. In fact, I don't care about your sister's feet. I want yours. I'm on my way to visit you right now, Zach." In a panic, I started locking all the windows and doors. My sister wasn't home, but my parents were. I couldn't put them in danger. I grabbed a knife from the kitchen and went into my room, terrified. With any luck, this would be just a bluff, but I couldn't risk it. Within seconds, I got another voice message. "I can still see you, Zach. I'm too close now. How about you make this a little more fun for me? Turn off your webcam, so it's a little harder for me to find you." The webcam? Were you spying on me? Of course he was. This was a hacker. Startled, I unplugged the webcam and instantly, someone knocked on the door. "Mom, don't open it!" When I came down, it was too late. My mom had already opened the door. But behind her, there was no psychopath. It was my sister and her boyfriend. As soon as they came in, I closed the door again, and a little calmer, I went to my room. Angela's boyfriend was tall and imposing. He would surely defend us if something happened. Minutes passed, and I didn't receive any more messages. Was it all over? Now calmer, I heard my door open, and Angela and her boyfriend came to greet me. "Hey guys, how are you?" Before I could finish my sentence, Angela's boyfriend came up behind me, grabbed me, and covered my mouth so I wouldn't scream. Angela approached him with a cell phone and held it to his mouth. And the man sent a voice message. "I told you I was coming for you, little Zach." As soon as he finished sending the message, my cell phone rang. This was the same voice as the man who was stalking me. It was him. So my sister knows what he was doing? Are they trying to teach me a lesson?
Identity theft, Zach. That's not very nice. Do you think your little gifts would make me not realize what you're doing?
With that said, Angela pulled out a handsaw and stretched out my foot.
You think I won't do this? I told you I'd take your feet off and put them on. Do you think I'm a liar?
Having said that, he put the saw on my foot. At that moment, I could feel the cold metal resting on it. My heart began to beat violently. Was he really going to do it?
You know, Zach, I really don't care about the pictures, but you see, I'm in a much more private business on the deep web, and it bothers those people if my image gets damaged. Don't think I have anything against you, okay? This is more of a punishment for them. It's either this or kill you. Anyway, I'll be honest with you. I also think you really need a punishment.
Without further ado, my sister started sawing my foot while her boyfriend was holding me. The pain was indescribable, and she was doing it really slow, so it was even worse. The blood was coming out everywhere, and I could only scream and scream. But I couldn't even scream, because they were holding my mouth. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know if I was going to survive. I was getting dizzy, and I was losing a lot of blood. Suddenly, everything started to shut down. The pain felt just as intense, but I was running out of energy to even try to scream. Finally, I closed my eyes. When I woke up, I was in my bed, and my parents were in front of me. Had it all been a dream? "You're finally awake, Zach. You look better." Frightened, I lifted the sheet and looked down. My feet were gone. Instead, there were only bandages. My life was ruined. I started crying wildly. I didn't know how to react.
Hey, calm down. You're going to be fine. Understand your poor sister. Her employers forced her to do this to you.
You know? Of course we do. This is the family business. You're just too immature to join. But she cut off my feet. How can you not be worried?
Because, just like your sister said, you deserved it, son.
Don't make that face. Someday, when you grow up, you'll be able to join the family.
In the meantime, we'll be watching you. Always.
And that was the last time we talked about it. From that day on, I worked honestly from my computer and saved as much money as I could to leave home. When I left, my family always visited my girlfriend and me. Everyone pretended nothing was wrong, and just in case, I didn't say anything to my partner. It would be putting her in danger in vain. From that day on, I am condemned to a life of fear. A life in which all my loved ones will always be at risk. From my own family. I know what I did was wrong, but nothing justified living the nightmare that I am living. Nowadays, the only thing I aspire to is to be at peace.